Over.
Okay. So for our next techniques, I thought we would talk about a horse stance.
Okay.
Okay, and with the horse stance, I thought we would work on some stances, like our blocks, like our low block and our high barai. Low barai, high barai. And then we can progress to outward and inward middle blocks. Okay? So let's everybody go and get into that very great horse stance that we have. And the things that make a great horse stance are, Mr. Fry?
One, on the ground, your toes are pointed straight forward. If you look down right now when you're going to check your stance, if your toes are pointed out, you can kick them in. If they're pointed in, then kick your heels in. Just make sure that you have a nice, good, wide stance because you want a good, strong base.
Your knees should be facing out because when you think of a horse stance, you can visualize yourself riding on a horse. And horses are very wide. You have to kick those knees out in order to get yourself around that horse. All right? Should our backs be forward or backward or just straight?
So I'll ask you guys, I'm not expecting an answer because we have it on mute, but what's the thing we say about the head? Where the head goes, the body follows, right? So if I'm in a good horse stance, nice wide stance, good strong base, but I'm leaning forward, where am I going? And I'll give you a hint. Oh! Okay.
Right to the ground.
Okay. I don't like doing that. Okay? So you want to, and if you're going backwards, guess what? I'm not going to do it. But that's the way you're going, okay? So you want your back to be nice and straight.
All right, and our hands are at our chamber. Okay, so with that, there's a lot of things that we can do in a horse stance position.
I don't see everybody in a horse stance.
Uh-oh. Okay, everybody out there in Zoom land, show me your very best horse stance. Can everybody ride the horse? All right, I think I see people in the horse. I do see someone cheering over there, but let's get into our horse stance. We have our chamber going. All right, let's just do some punches.
Okay.
All right, now remember with punches, we want to slide our arm out, turn it over at the last minute with our two knuckles up, and we are aiming right to our solar plexus.
So the solar plexus, you're pretending like there's someone standing right in front of you, about your size, and you're hitting them right here in the chest.
Yeah.
Bam!
So you're going right toward the middle. I don't want to see way out here, way out here, way up here.
And your hand position is not flat, and it's not straight up and down. It's kind of like at a 45-degree angle. Okay? And you're going to hit with this part of your fist.
Okay.
Those two knuckles. Yeah?
Two knuckles up. So we're going to count to 10, and we're going to start, you and I are going to start on the left, they're right. And you want to count it out for us?
Are you guys ready? All right. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, ku, and ju.
Excellent.
That's 10.
All right. Now let's go ahead and go to the diagonal.
All right. You guys ready? All right, here we go. Get a good horse stance. I see some people moving around out there. All right. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, ku, and ju. Now, one thing I want to point out, what's the rule about striking and your eyes, Mrs. Fry?
Well, you want to look where you're striking.
Look where you strike. Whether it's a kick, whether it's a punch. I'm looking at you right now because I'm talking to the class and I don't want to be rude. But when you guys are practicing your punches and kicks, I want you to look where you're punching and kicking. So your whole body is going to move, especially your eyes and your head. Okay? You're not going to stand there like this, because guess what happens if you're doing this and there's a bad guy over here? He could not be there anymore. He can be on your side over here, hitting you on the head. Okay? So enough said.
Yep. Okay. so let's go ahead and move on. So we did some punches. Let's go ahead and do some high barais.
Okay.
Okay, so remember with the high barai, we're going to make that X. Okay, now the arm that's outside, on the outside, is going to do the blocking. So we're going to go straight up like a rocket ship. And while that's coming up, our other hand's going to our chamber. We turn it over, and there is the block, right?
And what's the thing about a high barai? You're trying to protect your head, so...
Right, so it should be a fist length part from your forehead, and you are at an angle. So if someone were to strike at you, it would kind of fall off the house.
And it should be above your head instead of going like this, and somebody could hit me in the head. So this is Fry's demonstrating a good high barai as I come in, and she blocks and it goes, ah! Okay? You want to make sure you get that above the head, because if you don't get it above your head.
Okay.
Boom! Ah! That doesn't hurt. That doesn't feel good. Trust me.
All right.
Okay?
Okay, so we're gonna do, one side and then the other side. So if you would count for us, Mr. Fry.
Everybody ready? Here we go. Set up. Ichi. Set up. Ni. Set up. San. Set up. Shi. Set up. Go. Set up. Roku. Set up. Shichi. Set up. Hachi. Set up. Ku. Set up. And Ju. Just one note. You don't want to go too high either, because if you go too high, Mrs. Fry went really high, I could change my strike from a head strike to a chest strike or a face strike. Okay? But if she gets it just right, boom. I don't have a chance to get in there. Plus, she's kind of got that block right there anyways. Okay.
Okay. All right, and for those of you who are doing this in the mirror, that's the greatest place to do it so that you can see your technique. And a couple things that you want to check is to make sure you're keeping your wrists nice and straight, and that you're a fist length apart, and that you have the nice angle to it, and that it's not too low or too high. So
Okay,
those are some
so
things you can look at.
assignment for you guys. Every day, I'm hoping that you brush your teeth at least once, right? Before you go to bed. So
Twice is preferred.
Yes, twice is preferred. After every meal, actually, but twice is best. I want you to practice your horse stance while you're brushing your teeth. Okay? Then, after you get done brushing your teeth, you're not done. Then I want you to practice your high blocks in the mirror. Okay? So you can see yourself. Am I getting it high enough? Is it far enough away?
Arm my
Okay?
wrist straight.
That way, if you practice 10 seconds on each side, probably. Less than a minute. And if you do it every day, it'll become secondhand.
The other great thing about doing this is it builds the strength in your muscles. So you get some nice muscles in your thighs. And it also will make your katas look way better because you're correcting yourself and developing really good habits.
And the other thing is, if you're looking in the mirror, you can check out your back. Say, is my back nice and straight? Yeah.
All right. So shake it out, everyone. Shake it out. All right, because we're going to go back into that horse stance. So